There's this famous quote that I read online that says, if you can't buy a cup of coffee for $5, you can't afford an entire life for $5 million. At first, I thought it was kind of funny, right? Who doesn't love their coffee? But then I realized there's actually a really big truth hidden inside that joke. In finance, there's something called the $5 coffee effect, also known as the latte factor. And it basically says that small purchases that we make every day can have a huge impact on our financial situation over time. And by small purchases, I mean things like that daily trip to the coffee shop, buying a $5 latte or smoothie or snack. These things are so ingrained into our daily routine that we don't even think twice about them. And since they're only $5, we think it's not a big deal to spend that much money. But when you really start to add up those expenses, you'll be surprised at just how much money you're spending. For example, if you spend $5 every weekday on a coffee, that's around $100 a month or around $1,200 a year. If you invest that $1,200 instead of spending it, you could have over $37,000 in 20 years just from that one small change. That's the power of compounding interest. Now, I'm not saying that you should never buy a coffee ever again, but it's important to be aware of our unconscious spending habits. We've all been conditioned to believe that we deserve a reward at the end of every hard day at work. And for many of us, that reward comes in the form of a delicious latte. But it's important to remember that there are other options out there and that there are ways to save money without sacrificing too much. For example, instead of going to the coffee shop every day, maybe you could make coffee at home or bring a thermos of coffee with you. Or maybe you could find a cheaper alternative like buying a tea instead of a latte. Or maybe you could take the bus to work instead of getting an expensive car. There are lots of ways to save money, and it doesn't mean that you have to live a miserable life. It just means that you need to be intentional with your money and make sure that you are spending it on the things that are important to you. So next time you're tempted to buy that $5 coffee, think about the bigger picture and ask yourself, is this really worth it? Maybe you'll decide to treat yourself anyway, and that's okay. But hopefully this video has helped you see that small changes can make a big difference. So don't underestimate the power of the $5 coffee. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Until next time, see you guys later.